Hello and welcome to Lesson 5 on relationship types between activities. Alright, so now that we've gone over the PDM diagram and the Gantt chart, in today's lesson we're going to be going over the 4 different relationship types between activities: the finish to start, the start to start, the finish to finish, and the start to finish, and going over how to use them to build out our schedule. So let's dive in and get started. The first relationship type that we have is the finish to start relationship. This is the most preferred relationship type to use when building out a CPM schedule. This relationship type means that the activity ahead in the sequence must finish its work completely in order for the next activity to start working. Using this relationship type ensures that the logic in our schedule is good and that we have no open ends. In fact, most of your relationships in your schedule are going to be finish to start. An example that we can apply this to is finishing our rough MEP work before we can put on our wall insulation. The next relationship type that we have is the start-to-start relationship, which means that both activities will be starting at the same time. The issue, though, with this relationship tie is that if the first activity never starts, then neither will the second. This can create issues as you update your schedule because if the first activity never starts, then neither does the second activity below, breaking the scheduling logic because there's no longer anything driving or pushing the schedule forward. So it's important to remember that when you're using this relationship tie, to always have a finish relationship attached so it continues to push the schedule forward. The next relationship type that we can use is the finish to finish relationship. That means that both activities are linked together and they're going to finish at the same time. This is a great link to use as well as the finish to start relationship because we know the finish of this activity or finish of an activity will drive the start of the next activity. An example that we can use as a finish-to-finish relationship would be both the kitchen countertops and the cabinets are set to finish at the same time. And then finally, we have the start-to-finish relationship, which is actually the most unused relationship tie because this tie actually is stating that the predecessor activity must start in order for the successor activity to finish. Oftentimes in planning, we think about having to get things done in order to start something else, but in this case, we'll actually have to start a task in order to finish the next task. An example of a start to finish relationship would be changing a first and second shift. In the case of security, the start of the second shift allows the first shift to finish and go home. If the second shift security guard doesn't show up for his shift, then the first security guard can't leave. But you don't have to worry too much about this relationship tie because it's not used very much and it can be kind of confusing sometimes. So most of the time we'll actually be using finish to start relationships and finish to finish relationships to build out our schedule. So understanding these relationship ties is critical to being a great project scheduler. These links are the fundamental building blocks of how activity sequencing is conducted. If we can conceptually grasp the idea when things are going to happen and which order we'd like to do them in using a PDM diagram, then planning in CPM software such as Primavera P6 or Asta Power Project starts to become much easier, and we can really begin to use the tool and plan our project more efficiently. As we move over into Primavera P6 in the next course, we'll start to add a lot more layers to these activities and see more than just when they start and finish and their total float. We'll actually be able to start to see all the different working calendars that we can add to each activity, such as like 5-day working calendars, 7-day working calendars, or even 3 days. We can add custom work hours with breaks and non-working holidays. We can add resources, expenses, and costs. We can show cost variance as well. So we can also show if these activities are critical or non-critical and compare progress from previous updates. So there's a lot more that we can do as we get into the software. So now that you understand the significance between activities and their relationship ties down at the work package level, which is actually our lowest level, we're now ready to move into the next lesson on our work breakdown structure of the project, which is the next level in the project hierarchy. So that actually concludes this lesson. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. For more information on CPM scheduling and Primavera P6 Professional, please visit bmhscheduling.com. Thanks for watching.